So, mm, in the previous recording, I noted how I discovered a jet basically lying around, and I basically had no way of getting to it. So, in the meantime, between that, I was able to find a way to remove the panels by mostly brute force and maybe using some of the cloths and stuff that was just lying around to basically wrap it around and pull on it as hard as I can. And I was able to get probably like one or two panels off in the direction of the jet, and I was able to make it so that the jet was at least somewhat accessible. The entrance to it was still extremely narrow because it's a jet, there's not really much space to be able to get into there, and it was an extremely tight fit, and I was able to get into the jet and basically sit down. It was a two-seater jet, and I had no clue about any of the controls, and I didn't want to touch anything that I didn't know about. So when I was fiddling around with uh, anything, it was mostly just the flight stick in the middle. And one thing that I can note of at least is there was at least a feeling of me changing the way that the jet itself was oriented, and when I did move the flight stick, so it I was able to control it somewhat. So that I don't even know how that works at all, since it's connected to a bunch of other planes, but also not at the same time. I honestly don't know how I could explain it, or if it really did anything, but maybe I don't know. It it seemed to have worked, is what I'm gonna say, and it seems that I was able to control the plane somewhat, though I didn't know what I was doing most of the time. So I essentially just put it down afterwards and crawled right back, mainly because I was scared that if I adjusted anything too much, it would probably affect the entire other space and such. I was not ready to uh, really continue with all of that. So I went back to the big plane, and luckily, the even though that getting to the jet took a good while, big plane has plenty of uh, plenty more supplies and such, since it's a bigger plane. You know, it should accommodate for more people by the looks of it. And with the plane, I was able to control, just how much I was consuming at the time. And it turned out to be pretty nice, somewhat, since, lots more leg room and such. There's lots more to basically do at the time. So it was pretty nice overall. And the thing that mm, I think I rested in there for a lot longer, or what I think was a lot longer. I can't really tell at this point. There's not really a day-night cycle for me to judge things off of, you know? So, yeah. I went into the next plane that was exactly the same. And it was mostly the same. But there is not really much different at all. And I continued onwards, mostly as I was thinking about, progressing as fast as I can throughout this maze, this strange area. I was just thinking about going along, And one of the things that I thought of while in the plane was maybe I should try opening up the emergency escape hatches, because maybe it could open up to something different. The main reason why I didn't try doing that before was it seemed, first of all, crazy, um, especially if it opened up to something that I mean, the outside, right? But I do remember hearing a whole bunch of times that if you even try to open up a plane while it's in flight, it just wouldn't open at all. So I would assume that it just goes outside, but I'm not too sure about that myself. And I did try opening a good chunk of the uh, escape doors, the emergency exit doors afterwards, and it appeared to have not worked at all. Like it was just sealed shut, and it's about what I expected from the thing that I heard, where it was like you need a forklift to be able to basically open up one of those doors while it's in flight. And it led me to think that the outside of one of the doors, um, it led me to think that the emergency escape doors actually did lead to outside. So I I maybe tried opening some more and tried doing a good chunk more. And in the second big plane, I scrounged around a good bit more, and um, I looked into more of the crevices, and I was also able to find this this room, and it appeared to be just a blank room, essentially. It didn't lead to anywhere, and it was there was not much there. um it, for all I know, it could have just been like a little space that doesn't really amount to much, but it it didn't lead to anywhere at all. So it doesn't really matter too much. And I looked around a little bit more, and I did find another plane in another vent. And this one was a little bit more direct. And I was able to go into it. This one I am a lot more excited about, let's say, because this plane right here, it was what I can only describe as a private jet. It had a bed on it to in the first place. So that was one of the main things that made me a lot happier than just me not really like enjoying things as much right now. So me being able to enjoy a private jet experience. There was even like a little like mini bar there that had some drinks that I may or may not have indulged in, especially in this situation, but not too much since I have to I have to continue on with the life that I'm in right now. And with that, I was able to lift up my mood a lot more. But sadly, for the private jet, there was no other exits there, so it was mostly a dead end, but a really good one at that. So I was able to just sprawl myself out on the bed and get extremely comfortable. hmm I basically slept like a baby for I don't even know how long. It felt like a good while, and it has been a good while since I was able to uh, rest like that. So it was an amazing experience. And I think that I might go back to this whenever I can. Whenever possible. But for at least the bed, and it was a very nice experience there. I still do want to get out of this place. Um, it has been nice exploring the very ins and outs of all the planes here. I I don't know if it's like the exact same as the real planes, but it's it's good enough for me. So yeah, I don't know like how the uh the planes are intersecting. I don't know how like any of the places link up with each other. I don't even know if there is anything that really like fall like how do I say this? I don't know if it's linked or connected, or maybe there's some sort of route or map. Maybe it's just all random. I'm not too sure myself, but I sure hope that I'm able to at least push forward and find myself at the end of this line and able to press onwards as much as I can. I am losing hope each time I get to a new place and see no exit. But maybe I can do something with the knowledge I gain to be able to. I don't know. I don't know for sure. but let's just hope that I am able to get out of here in one piece. But I sure do hope that I'm not too missed back at home and such. There are surely people looking for me right now, especially with the amount of time that I've gone missing. I don't know if my life will be one of just here. I don't know if my life will end here, but I will try my best to make sure that does not happen.